Hello, beautiful souls. This is Vineeta Kumar, also known as twinflameunion, bringing you guys July's twin flame messages. These readings that I have definitely are timeless, and you can definitely revisit them anytime you need further insights. Every time that you will visit them, new insights will come to you, and it's just the way that they're meant to come to you, or is designed to. This is the intention that I have set, so it doesn't matter when you're actually hopping on to watch this reading. It is meant to come as it is. So take it as that. We've got a jam-packed reading for July, and we'll see what the messages are, what Spirit wants us to know for July and going forward in our twin flame journey. And it doesn't matter for those that are drawn to this channel. If you are on a spiritual journey, my work will resonate anyways. It is the work of your higher self that leads you to my channel, and of course it seems to be that I'm always attracting twin flames around me to get further insights. I do have lots of videos in this channel. Do check them out. Check out some of my guided meditations. It's gonna all help you in your journey going forward. For those that are new to this channel, welcome. Please do not forget to subscribe so that you do not miss any future videos, as well as hit the like button. And what this does is it actually helps my video to float around for others to find me. And with that, we're going to look into this reading and see what it is that needs to come out. I also want to say that if you want to book any private sessions with me, you can do so as well. Link is in the description box that leads into my website. You can purchase and book directly from there. Also want to add that 10% of Twin Flame Union sales also go to two of the charitable organizations that I collaborate with. All that information is in my website. You can have a look at that as well. So let's dive deep into this reading, see what the messages are that wants to come forward. But before we actually begin, let's hit it. And welcome back. For those that are my regular viewers, you know that I always give you the insights on the forecast, what is to come ahead for July, and that's the astrological forecast. For those that want to actually read in depth of the highlights that I'm pointing out, you can do so. This is from Tanaza's website, Forever Conscious, and you can check it out in length. Here I just point out some of the highlights, and then you can have a look at it more in depth there. So going into July 4th and 5th, we've got Sirius portal. Sirius is our spiritual sun, and you can read up all about Sirius in Google as well as in Tanaza's website. She does explain it really well, so you can have a look at that. And that was July 4th to 5th. July 7th, we've got Vesta retrograde. She is the goddess of heat and fire, so you can read up a little bit about her as well. And going forward, we have July 13th. We've got full moon and this is going to be actually a super full moon, and this is in the sun sign of Capricorn. So you can have a look at that and see what this means. And for those that have astrological charts in Capricorn, this will be actually a little bit for you. So so that is the super full moon in Capricorn, July 13th. July 19th, we've got Chiron retrograde. Chiron is known as the wounded warrior, and of course it's a lot about their shadow aspects and stuff like that that comes up when Chiron is showing up in a collective forecast, or even just in your chart. So you may want to have a look at that and see what this looks like. For July 22, we've got the sun sign in Leo, so that would be the Leo season for those that are astrologically born in July. This is when the Leo season begins. July 25th, we've got Juno retrograde. You can look that up and see what this means. July 26th, we have Venus and Black Moon Lilith that's going to conjunct. So you can have a look at that as well. I spoke about Lilith, I believe, in the last June forecast. So you can actually rewind or go back to that video and have a look at that and what Lilith means. July 28, we've got new moon in Leo, and also Jupiter is going to go into retrograde. July 31st, we've got Uranus that's going to conjunct in North mode. For those that are my Indian viewers, if you have ever done astrological reading, you will know that North mode is called Rahu in Indian astrology. So that is that. And if you want to actually look it up, you can look it up on Google as well. There's lots of English sort of like a translation on a lot of these websites that talk about Rahu. Of course, you know, they are all in English. So for those that are normal viewers, you know, you can also read up a little bit more on what North mode means through some of this Indian astrology. You know, they go a little bit more in depth on North and South mode, which is, so Rahu is North mode, and then Ketu is the South mode. So have a look at it. You guys will, if you're intrigued by North and South mode, how this affects you in your you know, well-being and in anything to do with astrology, or if you've ever actually got an astrology reading, you know, Indian astrology goes very deep into the Rahu and Ketu aspect of how it affects you. So do look at that as well. You're gonna be very intrigued. You know, astrology is very, very ancient practice. Of course, all traditions follow them, and it's sometimes better to even go into the you know, the traditional aspect of it, just to get a little bit more in-depth knowledge. So you know, it's fascinating, and it's something that I wish that I knew a little bit more on. I don't. I wish that I did, because it totally intrigues me. I'm totally fascinated with the astrology in you know, in general. So that is the highlights of July. So we're gonna dive deep into this reading. I'm gonna start off with the tarot. So we'll look at how the energy is going to unfold for July. And for those that are my regular viewers, you do know that I pre-shuffle everything just so that I save some time. And let's have a look at what's happening in July. A lot of people are in the Ten of Swords mode, it seems like. When I was even shuffling the card, I felt that, because it seems to be the shadow aspect that is the main highlight of July. So I noticed it when I was shuffling, but I didn't want to say anything just in case, you know, I was something that I picked up and, you know, didn't know if it was going to show up in the reading or not. But do not be surprised if there's going to be some heavy energies that are going to present you in July. Just you know, lots of sleepless nights, or June was okay, it was a little bit lighter, but July will be a little bit different. So let's see if this is gonna roll into our reading at the bottom of the deck as I cut. This is Ten of Swords. But having said that, Ten of Swords is also all about finishing a cycle. And for some of you, I mean, this is in a very general reading anyway, so for some of you, you've gone through some really heavy shadow work, or you've actually encountered some of your shadow aspects, and you've tried to heal those aspects and all that sort of thing. So it could be also a completion for some of you that have face that. So let's see if it's going to show up in the actual spread. But it's something that I picked up, and yeah, I mean, for some of you, this is going to be an ongoing thing for a little bit longer. So depends on how how far you are in your twin flame journey, or in general. Some of you will also finish the Ten of Swords cycle and actually go into the better cycle of your journey. We've got the first card that showed up here is the Sun, and that is really, really profound in July, just because it is the the Sun sort of rules the July. It's the astrological sign in Sun, which is Leo, so it's the Leo season that's coming up. So to have the Sun come up, that's actually a really good sign for many that are looking for something positive that should show up. If your last 6 months have been really, really heavy, and it's been really chaotic, where a lot of things have been happening in your life, just one after the other. I know there's a few people that have been experiencing that, actually. In general, people around me that have actually had really heavy time. So for the Sun to come out, if that has been your life as well, just know that you've got some good times coming ahead. So that's actually a good card for some of you, and to have a reassurance as well that things are going to get better going forward. This seems to always want to come when in this deck. I always seem to find this showing up in the reading, and this is the Devil. And in this particular card, in this particular deck, I see that it's showing it a little bit different, and it's showing it as desires, right? And with that, you've got the rose, and you've got the flames around that, and the two two people are wrapped around it, and a lot of thorns are there as well. So which is kind of telling me that it's sort of like that melancholy, like desires, right? Sort of. So if you have some stuff that I won't say toxic, but I would say that it's which is what typically a Devil card will be. It's about toxic desires and chaos and all that sort of thing. But because the Sun is there, it's actually it's supposed to be a little bit more less amplified. And if you have some really crazy desires that are happening, whether whether it's sexually, or it's to birth something in your material world or spiritual world, the Sun is there, so it's going to shed light in that sense. It's not a bad thing to have when when you have it paired with the Sun, meaning that whatever you've been experiencing or feeling, or you're trying to set your goals or aspirations, or if it's something to do with your relationship, where you're actually wanting some sort of like if you've been thinking of just crazy thoughts about your twin flame. I'm gonna even go there. It's telling me that it's not a figment of your imagination. It is real, especially if you guys have been feeling your twin flame in 5D and all that sort of thing. It's real, and You know, it's associated with lots of fire, because, you know, you can see that the fire is here, and of course the rose is there. So it's telling me that, you know, it's, you know, you have your desires set, and you do know what you want, and you have the clarity because the sun is there. So you know, you're not doubting what you want. And if any of you are trying to pursue anything in particular, I want to say that go for it, because you've got the sun there, you have the sun's energy, so which means that you're going to see it through fruition. So 2 cards jumped out. We've got Queen of Pentacles. Perfect. So here the Queen of Pentacles is showing how abundant she is, and that's what I was saying, that you guys can definitely, you know, go for your dreams and aspirations and desires, because you're going to see it into fruition. And we've got the Ace of Wands as well with here, and the only thing that I didn't see is the Empress, because if there is Ace of Wands and the Sun, then, and the Empress, then that means that you know, some of you will actually even have children, or, you know, you're gonna birth something. Like because yeah, that's like birthing something really new. At the bottom of the deck, we've got 2 of Swords. So if some of you have been conflicted about certain things, whether it's to do with your twin flame or just in general, you're trying to decide what's happening, I want to say that just go with the flow, see what happens. You have the sun, you have things that are going to come into fruition, and it's looking pretty good, because Queen of Pentacles is a very abundant queen. She's also she also represents just reaping the rewards of your hard labor, and in physical reality, it's not even wants and desires and all that sort of thing that the other queens actually embody. She's more about bringing things into fruition, and yeah, it's nice to see her. She, to me, from all the queens that's there, from the 4 suits of the queens, the Queen of Pentacles reminds me of the Empress the most. So you can say that the Empress energy is here, even in half form, as the Queen of Pentacles. So for some of you that wanted to birth something new, new ideas or new goals, or if you had something that you were trying to accomplish, just know that you don't need to be conflicted, which is the 2 of Swords. You actually have lots of you know, lots of clarification here, also that it's going to definitely come into full fruition. So we're going to clarify all of this and see how this actually plays out with another tarot deck. At the bottom of the deck, as I finish cutting, is Queen of Wands, and Queen of Wands is all about, again, setting some goals, desires, and wanting to see something in fruition, right? Like you've got that desire, and that heavy desire is there. It's not gender specific. It's something that you actually are set out, that you actually want to accomplish. So the Queen of Wands is somebody that is very, very clear on what they want. So you don't have to be in the 2 of Swords energy at all. You know, there is clarity there, because you've got the Ace of Wands. So definitely you've got the Sun that I'm clarifying with, and this is the Magician that is here. And that's what I was trying to say, that you have all the tools to do whatever you want. And if there was a little bit of fear, which sometimes the Devil card will also represent, and the 2 of Swords, I would say do not worry about that. Just go with what you want to pursue. You know, you're gonna definitely see you are in that magician mode, so you can manifest anything you want. And The devil is clarified by the fool. So yeah, definitely you have new beginnings that are going to come up. So, and this could also mean something about your relationships as well. I mean, I'm actually generally talking about it to many of you, so this is a general reading, so take it as it resonates. But I also want to say that when you have the spread like this and you have a look at this, the moon, if you have the spread like this and fool is here, definitely you have new beginning that's showing up in this spread. So so that's actually very, very promising. Let's see what else. Let's clarify the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Wands did show up here on the Queen of Pentacles. So I wouldn't second doubt your desires and stuff like that. If you want something, you know, manifest it. You're gonna see lots of fruition around that. Okay, so the Ace of Wands is clarified by the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is she's if there is anything about the High Priestess, there's a lot of things. I mean, a lot of times what ends up happening is some things are not revealed, and if it's not revealed, it's not a bad thing. You just have to trust that you may not have all your answers at the same time or the right moment. It's gonna all show up in the time that it's supposed to. It's gonna shed light when it has to. So you don't need to have all the answers right now. You know, you have to just kind of go with the flow, if this makes sense. Page of Wands is at the bottom of the deck, and Page of Wands is always talking about you know, desires and intentions or goals that you have that is on a childlike form. So if there's something that you guys have been wanting to do, which is what it seems to be in this entire spread, I would say don't be conflicted about it, and try to just see it that way, and see how it unfolds. You may not have all the answers at the moment, but it will show light as you as time will you know, present itself. What you need to do is just focus on your desires and intention, and then go from there and see how it actually rolls out. So with that, we will go further into the oracles and see how this actually unfolds you know, into the reading. Bottom of the deck, we've got Enchanted Forest, and that is mystery, magic, and excitement. And if you look at this tree, this is representing the tree of life, and the moon is around there. So what that tells me is that there is an abundance coming forward. I mean, if you look at this tree, it's got like hearts all around it, and hearts usually signifies to me you know, wants and desires and things that it means something to you in that light, right? So there is definitely lots of abundance that are meant to come. And you know, it doesn't matter whether you are meant to, you know, if you're on a spiritual journey, sometimes people think that, you know, you're not meant to have an abundant life, you know, and that's not true. You're meant to have a really abundant life, and that is your birthright. So, and everybody's perception of abundance will be very, very different, because it's a personal thing. Some people are happy with just the way life is, simplicity, and some people like lots of abundance, you know, where materialistically, and some people are just happy you know, living much simpler life. But that doesn't mean that they're not living an abundant life. You know, it will of course mean different for all of you. So however way you think that your life should be, you know, is the, what I'm trying to say is that you're meant to have that abundant life. Lost love, surrender, healing, and release. So for some of you that are experiencing heavy energy around your twin flame, you know, you think that your love is lost, you should be surrendering to the journey and healing and releasing anything that no longer serves you. So, and if you look at this woman here, she is in that self-reflection. She's lying beside this water, and she's just going within, and she's got the moon energy there as well. So, and moon energy is all about intuition and seeking the guidance, that sort of thing. She is very, very sad when you look at her, but she doesn't realize that the water around her is also talking about the abundance, right? You know, it's you know, water is all about, you think about it for a second here. If we did not have water in this world, you know, there won't be any life. So she doesn't realize that the life is there, you know, so she doesn't need to worry about you know, what has happened. There is abundance, and you have to kind of shift your perspective when it comes to you know, just knowing that there is a phase that's gonna go through, you're gonna go through that heartbreak of phase, and there's going to be new light, new you know, new birth of any life, right? So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's some people are so hung up on just the way life is that they forget that there is life ahead as well, and it doesn't always, there's always the you know, the light and then the darkness, right? So sometimes, you know, it's not going to be all amazing. It's just going to be some shadow sides as well. Lord Ganesha is here, clearing away obstacles, protection, and guidance. So you can, some of you can seek guidance to him as well, and see if he wants to you know, help you remove some of these obstacles, or for some of you that are in that heavy energy, just call upon Lord Ganesh and see how this actually unfolds. It was funny because I was thinking about Lord Ganesh when I was just about to do the reading, and when I was picking up this deck, I thought to myself, oh, I wonder if he's going to show up in the reading. And I even have an oracle deck that I'm going to present in this reading, so you'll have a look at it. Some of you know that I actually made my oracle deck, so I'm excited to actually bring that forward to see how the rest of it ties in. And I thought about you know, Ganesh, because yeah, he is in my oracle deck as well. So I'm really happy to see Lord Ganesh here, because you know, not only is he the remover of obstacles, but you know, he also gives us lots of guidance and protection, you know, in general. So definitely, you know, call upon him, and just know that he's here for the month of July, to give you guys some support if you needed it. We've got liberation, breaking free from a negative attachment. Beautiful, beautiful message for some of you that felt that their thoughts were, you know, a little chaotic. You know, if you were in the Two of Swords zone, or if you were in the, you know, the Devil zone. So yeah, so release those kind of cords, because it's not meant to be there. It's just a figment of your thoughts, so you have to remain positive and ask for Lord Ganesh to assist you if you may, and just see how it unfolds. Zen Garden, beautiful, inner sanctuary. Yeah, you need to find your inner sanctuary, even if you see the tree of life is here, so it's within you, right? Your sanctuary is within you. So a lot of times people don't realize that, and go into your Zen mode, go into that meditative state and self-reflection. Even if you are in this mode, the lost love mode, look at it this way, that you have to go into that inner sanctuary, that self-reflection, to see how you're supposed to get out of it. And look at that. We did come at the bottom of the deck as the Enchanted Forest, mystery, magic, and excitement, and a lot of that stuff is also on its way. And this is how I looked at it when I saw that devil card as well, because like I said, it's not typical meaning when it comes to this particular deck. It talks more about like fiery passion and desires, and some of them are a little chaotic, but it doesn't have to be too negative. So however way you want to look at it. We're gonna go into the next oracle deck, and I did bring, so Ganesh is definitely here, because if you know this one, this is the Wild Offering oracle deck, and yeah, he's definitely here in this energy. So I definitely felt that way when I was picking up my card selection. And readers always pick things up intuitively. You have, as readers, of course, you have lots of decks, and you pick up the ones that you intuitively pick them before the reading, and somehow they always marry each other. It's just the way that empaths channel messages or energies. So yeah, it's definitely nice to get that kind of assurance. Okay, so aging. Some of us, we don't like to age, so that's why I'm laughing. I am one with unlimited love beyond all seeming restrictions of age. I am filled with joy, energy, and beauty, a vessel for the divine Shakti. So it's never shown up in this deck. I didn't even know that it existed. Yeah, it's I'm just laughing because June was very, very crazy for me personally, and I always say that this reading is always for me as well. And I really got scared because I started looking very tired, and that's one of the things that I would say for some of you that have way too many things going on, you feel, not only you feel tired, but you look tired. And I was starting to really, really feel it. And I was so burnt out. I'm glad that June is done, and hopefully it won't be as hectic going forward for the rest of the year. But yeah, I started getting scared because I didn't want it. I didn't want to look like that, like so tired and just so run down in general, going forward, because yeah, I'm conscious of myself, I guess. So last night I slept like 12 hours, 12 and a half hours just straight. I was so in need for that. So I'm just saying that for some of you that are in that zone where you have been going crazy, go, and you haven't had enough rest, do take time out and just do that rest and relaxation. Definitely be in your Zen garden. The reason why I say that is because you're gonna really feel the signs of aging, and I'm glad that was just temporary, because that got me really scared. So yeah, I didn't want to look like that, and didn't want to feel like that, because it was just too much for me. So yeah, so this is crazy that it came here. It's a good way of spirit to remind us that we need to take care of ourselves, and have the appropriate energy and rest. And the only way you can do that is by resting, right? So yeah, I just had lots of things, and I was sleep deprived, so that was one of the reasons. Not because I couldn't sleep, I didn't suffer from insomnia, it's just that I had way too much to that was going on, and not enough time to give me the rest time that I really needed. So that's what it was. But yeah, you want to definitely take time and rest. Okay, hopefully it won't come up in the actual spread. Let me know if this is too many cards. Let me know who else is particular about, you know, looking after themselves and, you know, worried about signs of aging and all that sort of thing. I think at some, I've actually seen, and age is just a number. I always say that because I've seen some, you know, some women even in their 20s, or even men in their 20s, they are starting to look really old and really so I don't think that, you know, age has anything to do with it. Some people are just aging faster, and yeah, you'll have to tell me if that's something that is in your mind as well. And it's not gender specific at all, because yeah, in my line of work, I come across so many people, even in my spiritual business as well as my, you know, work life. And some people are just aging insanely fast. So, and the reason why that is the case, I feel it's what is your inner, what's happening inside you, right? That you know, you tend to, you know, reflect. Your inner being is a reflection of your outer being. So if that makes sense. So yeah, you have to really, you know, ask how this actually applies. Yeah, I always get this anyways all my life. Like it's like time has stood still. So that's why I was like getting really scared, because people always tell me that I look the same I did in my early 20s and now at this age, right? So I have the same hairstyle, same everything. So yeah, things kind of stood still for me. I haven't aged all that much. So how long I can keep this remains to be seen. But yeah, it's just sometimes, you know, you get scared. Messages for July. Let's have a look. Being enough. Beautiful. The innermost heart says you're enough. Nowhere to go, nothing to get, nothing to change, no need to grow more deserving. You, yes, you are love. So being enough. And sometimes, you know, we are so caught up with everything in life that we forget that being enough is just that, being enough. So that's actually a really, really positive message to get, and reassuring, and a reconfirmation for some of us that really needed that. A lot of cards, actually two flipped. Work. I'm now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. So this is good for some of you that have, you know, try to do some spiritual mission work, that kind of stuff. I know that, you know, I just finished my shamanic practitioner program, and I'm still channeling how I want to offer it. And I want to offer it in a way that it benefits a lot of people. And I'm still getting downloads, and I'm still trying to get my information all together, and just figure out how I want to actually offer it to as my work. So for this to come out, this is really, really good. And I'm also actually trying to expand some of my healing and, you know, sessions. A lot of my clients definitely are you know, repeats, and they've actually taken a lot of my healing already, and now they are looking for something more on an advanced level. So I'm just trying to figure some of these things out. And for me to even get this is actually really reassuring that I am actually on the right path. So some of you that are trying to set up your business, or you're trying to you know, set up your, if you've completed some courses and stuff like that, and you're trying to now go out into the field, this is really, really good, good reassurance that you actually are on the right track. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need and find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. So definitely, I want to say that some of you that are thinking of, embarking into your, into the field of whatever you've actually, set out to do, just know that it's your time. You shouldn't doubt, and there's a lot of hard work, definitely. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, but this is why I was saying the sun energy is here, and you've got the Queen of Pentacles energy that's going to provide that abundance that you're seeking, and health. Allow me, divine, to be tender and accepting of my body, no matter what ailments I may have. So some of you that have been feeling low in energy, me, June was bad. So I like the fact that this has come, and for those that are going through some health issues, just know that you will heal that aspect. May I always know it's doing the best that it can. Help me be a loving ally and friend to this sacred form. So definitely take care of your health. And if there's some things that are happening, if you have some conditions like, heart issues or diabetes or, chronic fatigue or something like that, like something that, is a condition that you have, a medical condition, look up ways how you can actually improve your health, because your health is really, really vital, and it's very, very important that you actually are in good shape. And sometimes it's just taking the relaxation, the rest that also helps as well, right? So sometimes we are just overworked and just not enough time to recoup. So look at it that way as well. What else? I like it when, this reading starts off something and then it becomes, it shows a full completion as the cards come out. It gives you a story here, what's happening and what you need to, what you need to figure out when it comes to July or just going forward in life. I like the way that how it ties all in after. Companionship. So for those that really needed that assurance about companionship, or if you were feeling like you were just very, very, riding solo, or you just felt like that you were, very, very single, there is going to be a chance of you meeting somebody new, or it could be, an old flame coming back, or it could be a twin flame coming back. I feel that because it's been something that I have been channeling anyways, and how this will show up in your reality, only your, it's very specific to your journey and timeline. It's not, it's not any different, right, in that sense. But here in this card it says, when you fully bless and embrace your aloneness, you are ready for the one who is meant to be with you. May I welcome this solitude, knowing it will open the way for all healthy relationships. So, the whole point of this card is that, see, the thing is that as per law of attraction, I want to say that in order for others to enjoy your company, you have to enjoy your company first. Because think about it. Look, ask yourself this question, and maybe write this question in in a piece of paper and paste it on your mirror or something like that. And the question that you want to ask is, do I want to, if I was somebody else, you know, you have to kind of go external and say, would I want to be in a relationship with you? So how you want to word that is, would I want to be in a relationship with me if I was somebody else? So, you know, you gotta kind of ask it like that, that whether if it was if it was somebody else, or if you were you, would you want to have a relationship with you? You know, so if that makes sense, you know, like you have to kind of go out of your mind and think about it. Would I be, am I in the right place in my mind and body and soul and all that sort of thing, that I'm a catch to somebody, you know, am I a catch to me? You know, would I want to have a relationship with me if I was that guy or that girl, right? So that kind of thing. I don't know, like, I mean, I'm trying to explain it so that you ask that question like that and put it on your mirror and look at it every day when you wake up, because it really will help you to shift that, you know, that perspective basically, right? You know, you want to make sure that, you know, you are in that amazing amazing juncture of your life that you will be a catch to somebody else, if that makes sense. True offering. May I release the fears, illusions, and addictions that keep me from true offering. May I relax into your plan, trusting that the next steps will always be shown. Use me, love. Use me for the highest. I am yours alone. So yeah, you want to make sure that you are in that zone to, you know, to be that catch, be that person that you want to have a relationship with. So when you shift that aspect, forget about what your twin flame is doing. They could be toxic, they could be stubborn, they could be living their life in fear, but you need to ask, well, how am I? You know, am I at that catch that I'm supposed to be? Right? What areas can I improve me? Because when you improve you, when you shift your consciousness, when you actually elevate your vibrancy, you know, things will come flying at you, right? And good things will come flying to you. So so that's what that is. So this brings me to now the last two decks, which will be mine. So have a look at this, and if you want to purchase this, you can do this directly from my website. It's in the shop aspect of the let's see. Oh my god, this is so new and it's slippery. Just have to be careful. It's gonna go flying everywhere. Okay, here we go. Slippery, slippery. Okay, so bottom of the deck, I've got Mustang. Feel free and express yourself. Do not suppress your emotions and desires. It is time to run carefree. Call Mustang to assist you. So that's at the bottom of the deck. And if you want to look up, you know, other meanings of this spirit animal, definitely look it up, because, you know, if you think about it, think about how fast a Mustang can go. You know, it's going in a very swift way, right? And with a swift movement. So you want to make sure that you are feeling free and you're able to express yourself in whichever way that your heart is desiring. Do not suppress your emotions and your desires, because why? It's your life. You shouldn't do that for anybody or anything, right? It is time to run carefree. So the actual message here is, you know, free yourself. right? Completely free yourself. So that was at the bottom of the deck. We'll see if it's going to jump out in the reading. I am happy to see you because I talk about you almost in every video, and for you to show up in my in this reading, first time I'm actually doing this reading, you know, on camera and bringing it out, and for this to show up, I'm like emotional right now. Eagle, allow your heart to guide you, as opportunities you never dream of will present themselves when you least expect it. Time to soar high in the direction of your dreams and goals. So allow your heart to guide you, as opportunities you never dreamt of will present themselves when you least expect it. Time to soar high in the direction of your dreams and goals. So like an eagle. And I talked about this in the last video. You know, you'll have to go back in there and see how, you know, how this actually presents, you know, in your journey. And yeah, so high like the eagle, right? It is one of the most powerful animal spirit to have around you. So so yeah, it's crazy, and I'm glad that that's the first card out of my brand new deck that has shown up. Very humbled. So so yeah, thank you. What else? Inner beauty. Reflect your inner beauty and self-transformation. Your twin flame is energetically assisting you in this process. Luck is on your side. Inner beauty. And that's the swans. Let me know what you guys think of my deck. Tell me if it resonates. Hourglass. Time versus life. Waste your time and watch how life wastes away. Once you master your time, watch how you master your life. There is no divine timing. I hate the word divine timing. You all know that, and that's the reason why, because sometimes people are so stuck on trying to, you know, have everything just, you know, line up in divine timing, that they actually do not do the inner work, and they don't want to put in the work. They think that things will magically place themselves, and there's no magic anywhere. You need to allow, I mean, yes, there is magic, but you need to work hard in order to achieve it. And with that, you need to, you know, see it as side by side. There's no such thing as you know, magically something happening just like that. It doesn't, there's no such thing as that, right? There is, you need to understand that you need to put in the work, and then you see the fruition. So that's why I don't like divine timing, because I find that a lot of people are just waiting for things to happen versus making it happen. And it's not, that's not going to ever happen if you're waiting for things to happen. If you're waiting for your stars to magically align and, you know, all that sort of thing. Yeah, you have guidance, but that doesn't mean that that's what it's going to be. Acorn. Dreams are like acorns. You plant the seeds of intention, tend to it by watering and removing the weeds, and watch it grow into a mighty oak tree. The creation of thousand forests in one, the creation of thousand forests is in one acorn. Plant your seeds today. And that is acorn. So I'll read that again. Dreams are like acorns. You plant the seeds of intention and tend to it by watering and removing weeds, and watch it grow into a mighty oak tree. Think about it, a little seed, and how it actually transforms into a big gigantic tree. And oak trees can live thousands of years, or hundreds of years at least. So yeah, they are not you know, they're not permanent, they're not temporary structures, they're actually permanent structures. The creation of 1,000 forest is in one acorn. Plant your seeds today. That would be the acorn. And Bob Proctor used to love talking about acorns. In fact, if anybody watched him, you would have known that he had acorn in, you know, in his office. Like he had this, where he used to film from, he had like acorns sitting there, and even an hourglass. It was something that he saw a really big meaning behind acorns. So look up acorns, and yeah, it's one of the major major law of attraction, you know, tool to have. And look at this, we have a flip, and that is, I like doing things like this live because it just goes to show that how it ties in. And I was wondering if it's going to show up, just because that was the first card that showed up in this reading, and that was the Sun. I'm open and receptive to all good and abundance in the universe. Abundance flows easily and effortlessly to me. And you always have the Sun that's going to help you, guide you in this. What else? Twin flames. An encounter with your twin flame is on the horizon. Pay attention to signs and things. And that is 1111. So for some of you that have been seeing 1111 crazy, could be it. Time out at the bottom of the deck. I did actually 6 cards. All of the others had 4, but I just wanted to, you know, get a little roundabout in the reading here. Take a deep breath. Inhale peace and serenity. It's all about finding your calmness in the chaos. Relax and allow your soul to be happy. And sometimes, you know, you need that time out. And if you look at this woman, you know, it's not gender specific, but, you know, she's by the beach and on a hammock. So just totally timed out, zoned out, as I call it. So that was my Oracle deck, and yeah, you can definitely purchase that if you want. There's tons of messages in this Oracle deck, and it's meant to uplift you no matter what type of day you're having. So it's the messages are supposed to be like that. So yeah. My deck is tight, it doesn't want to shuffle. I'm just gonna do one more. Here we go. Yeah, I didn't want to do too much shuffling. And for those that actually didn't know what that meant, your deck is where it should be, so it doesn't want to okay, I'll have to set this card up. I don't know what happened here. I have it, I don't usually, I always read things upright, so, and that's the way that I keep my cards, and I noticed that they're kind of different setups, so I'll have to fix that later. But on the deck we've got I love you. So for some of you that needed to hear that from your twin flame, this is of course messages from your twin flame, my Oracle deck. You can purchase that as well, so if you guys needed to hear that. Okay, so 2 jumped out here. I have never known anyone like you. I have never met anyone like you. You complete me. So this is messages from your twin flame. I had to block you as I needed my time alone to figure things out. So some of you that have been ghosted or have been blocked, you know, they needed to find them as well, right? That was the whole point. I do feel we have known each other in previous lives. We have deep soul connection. I need more time, my love. So for some of you that wanted, you know, reconciliation and stuff like that, it's going to be a little bit more time that they are asking for. So conflicting when they say that they need more time, but here it is, they're also saying that I am ready for a relationship with you. So when it comes like that in the reading, I want to say that a lot of times they're just conflicted. They, at one point they think that they are ready for a relationship, and then the other point they're like, no, 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 I need more time, I need more time. So it's that fear around you know, around that, and the conflicting you know, chaotic, you know, inner emotions that they are going through. So they're going through the inner battle, if that makes sense. My family is bugging me to get married. So some of you that have a single DM, doesn't matter gender, yeah, they probably are trying to get them married. There's so much I want to tell you. So, and bottom of the deck, we've got, you excite and tantalize me like no other. And that's at the bottom of the deck. So with that, I hope that you guys enjoyed this messages. This was Twin Flame Union, bringing you guys July's Twin Flame messages.